it's still benefiting you today.
Oh yes, yeah.
And my thinking was that, you know, somebody else obviously would be or should be in a similar situation as you, but they're probably not getting the benefits, and that's probably because they're not handling their business.
Yeah,
you know, which is
that's very interesting actually, because I didn't do this thing the first time out. You know, the first album was, geez, let's put a soccer player together with a DJ and let's see what happens. You know, and I wasn't savvy on mechanical rides and all those things, so they called me to the studio. I went, I did some stuff, you know, and I realized that I didn't even credit myself on stuff that I had done. Only later, you know. So on the second album, I made sure that the business side of things is taken care of, you know, from bookings to affiliating with publishers, that whole thing. I went all the way and I let it simmer, you know. So after every album, I did exactly the same thing, you know. It took one album losing. I mean, when I think about the kind of money that one would have gotten from the first album, it's crazy, you know.
Had you done things right?
Had I done things right, you know. And it's not like anyone robbed me of anything. I robbed myself because I didn't take care of the business side of things. And I think most artists get it wrong there, where you see in the Sunday world something like Arthur robbed me of money, blah blah blah. You know, 9 times out of 10, not so. You know, and sometimes it's taken for granted that this guy knew. You know, meanwhile, it's, you know, you can't. It's like when you're an athlete. You know, you make sure that you have the right sponsors, your practice regime, so it is with music as well. You know, because it's a career. I think this is where we kind of. Let me speak for myself. This is where I messed up. It was a hobby with album one. You know, it was something fun that was done. Meanwhile, actually, you're lucky when you get to make money out of a hobby.
That's correct.
You know,
I think that's why then there's got to be some kind of structures or institutions that impart the necessary knowledge for one to be equipped. And it's really, in most instances, you would say that there are institutions that are set up out there, and maybe, you know, people are not aware of them, that sort of thing, you know. So,
you know, it's crazy that you mentioned that. I have a cousin who has you know, these pep store arrangements with phones. You know, gets himself a BlackBerry. And I said to him, so how do I email you stuff? He says, no, I don't have an email. You know, by that, what I'm saying is the business tools are sometimes in our hands. You know, and we must learn how to use Google. You know what I mean? I mean, if I went onto Google now and searched, how do I make money out of music? Bang, I will get everything, you know. So sometimes I think, and it's not a problem with artists only. It's just a general problem, and I don't know if it's unique to this country, where we don't actually find out stuff. We always, you know, I mean, you should see the kind of questions I get when I do interviews on radio, you know. So how do I? But you've called me, so you've got a phone. You know what I mean? So these institutions might actually even exist. It's just that we don't take the time to look for stuff.
We are the institutions. It goes back to what you said when I raised the fact that the Showbiz Entertainment and Arts Expo is one of the main objectives is to instill the thinking that if I'm an artist, I'm not just an artist. I'm a business.
Yes, and that's when I threw that line at you. That Jay-Z line, you know. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. That's correct. You know, because you are a walking business with an office right there on your cell phone. I mean, the kind of cell phones that we have now, even entry-level phones, can do stuff for you. I mean, you see people with iPads and stuff. The apps that I have in this thing, from a music studio, from this thing, the music studio, company invoicing. I mean, it's just apps on apps on apps. Budget, everything, diary, things to do, you know. So people need to just get into that mode where it's like, I'm actually a walking business with an office in mind.
That's correct, yeah. I'm not taking such tools for granted. But I think that also refers to one of the elements, or one of the key elements about the show, with regards to what you're going to be facilitating at the expo, which is technology. I mean, technology, even though it's going to be covered by other speakers, technology is one of the factors that affect a business. So one has got to be aware of it, know exactly how to utilize it, and how it's going to benefit you, and the advantages thereof. I mean, there's other factors, of course, like we discussed yesterday, and you're going to be obviously talking about the social side of it.
Yes.
When you engage with your panelists.
Yeah, and you know, it's not even like I'm tech savvy or anything like that. You know, some of these things are pretty simple. You know, if you know Word and you know PowerPoint from a social point of view, I mean, think about the number of followers that one artist has.
Yeah.
And we tend to just tweet, just post pictures on Facebook. Meanwhile, you know, a simple clip of a video, you establish your own YouTube channel. I mean, like, you now own a TV.
Yeah.
That's what it means, in your hand. You know, you shoot a few clips and you put them up, and then you go back to your Facebook and your Twitter guys and you say, look, I've just uploaded a video. Now, not only are you creating publicity for yourself with that specific audience, you're also making money because your views can get you paid.
That's good.
You know, so then you establish another strategic business unit on top of the fact that you're an artist. You know, so social media and technology, they're intertwined, and the world gets small just like that. You know? I mean, JR was showing me an email about 3 weeks ago from one of the Scandinavian countries where they were like, we've got this hip-hop artist, can you write music for them? Now imagine those old days, dialing, you know, can I get through to, is that a reverse call? You know, that's sort of, now an email drops, you know, man is happy, they send him voice tracks, he works on the thing, sends back. You know, I mean, remember when Kid Sweat did a song with Lebo Matos?
Yes,
you know, that kind of thing. Things are so easy to do now.
And that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It says a lot about, you know, where things are today.
Exactly.
But I mean, obviously, we will not, as people or as creatives, negate the fact that there's other sides to business or to life. You know, outside of technology. And in your the members of the panel, you've got people from different walks of life. You've got DJ Shimza.
Yes. Who has actually, you know, I mean, it's incredible. About 3 weeks ago, a tweet drops in where he's, most people are concentrating on shoes for schools, blah, blah, blah. And through social media, he was able to say, look, I need to collect toothbrushes. Yeah. You know, I mean, Shimza is a DJ, you know, and a musician, you know. So now he's using his Twitter handle to engage on social issues, you know, so then that increases his brand equity in a big way, because before that email, that tweet dropped, it was Shimza, you know. Now I'm looking at him, I'm seeing Shimza, someone who cares about the community, but even more importantly, this is a guy who actually understands the importance of oral health. Bang, you know. So now, you know, different personalities out of one tweet come out, you know. And if I'm a marketer and I do Colgate or whatever, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, damn, that's my guy. Yeah. You know, that's correct. Yeah, you can record a hip hop song about your grill. Yeah. It works.
Yes. Yeah. And that's where the power of collaboration comes in, because it's marketing that comes into play. Obviously, he will need, you know, mediums that you on, radio, TV. He will need possibly for him to do a song on what he's doing, and you know, something catchy that
it goes viral. And
exactly. And it's all about collaboration and having those right relationships and building the right relationships.
Totally agree. You know, and I mean, look at how this whole collaboration thing stands now. Only from this example, Shimza. His tweet didn't come via me. I wasn't even following him. I follow Fresh. Fresh retweeted him. I saw it. I got in touch with him. You know what I mean? So that whole thing, I mean, it takes me back to 1970, I think it was 79, when I'll never forget this moment. Aquafresh was being launched. And there was a truck that came to the township, and they were throwing boxes of this Aquafresh into homes, you know, and on the streets. People were trampling each other, blah, blah, blah. Look at that kind of marketing environment that was so racist and so callous, to now where someone can say as a DJ, look, I need to collect toothbrushes, and then Aquafresh hooks up with him. No one gets hurt. Everybody actually smiles, because this guy is looking at his community that is likely to buy his music, and a brand that wants to get that community to consume the brand. So, you know, therein lies an unintended collaboration between myself, Fresh, and Shimza. You know, now I know who he is, what he does, and then the collaboration continues where I put him on my show. He talks about his initiative. He gets a even bigger audience and a different target market altogether. I mean, you're talking our core is 33 female, you know, Afropolitan. So there you go.
And the main thing about that is the fact that all of that, what you just mentioned, needs to be managed.
Yes.
And that's the message, really.
Then comes the business side of things, you know.
I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to being to seeing you there.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it as well. Yeah. It's going to be quite exciting. And again, you don't be surprised when other collaborations come out from the collaboration discussion panel.